What's going on, guys? My name is Anthony with Evolution Traders. In this video, I want to go over the best supply and demand trading strategy. So this is a common question that gets asked a lot on YouTube, on Google, on social media. Let me first start by saying there is no such thing as the best supply and demand trading strategy. Guys, supply and demand is all just areas of support and resistance. Depending on the time frame that you're trading, you're going to find different pockets, different areas where you can visually see the stock not break through or the stock tend to hold more times than not. Typically for me, what I like to see when I'm looking at supply and demand is multiple touch points, okay, on the same time frame. I like to, because I'm a scalper, I'm a day trader, I like to look at the hourly time frame. I like to start off with a fresh blank chart. Only thing I have on here, only indicator, is the 20 SMA, okay? That's it, just a 20 SMA. So what I do is allow my eyes to tell me where there's multiple touch points. So what I have pulled up here on Tesla is 10 days of previous trading activity on the 1 hour time frame. My eyes are going to go to high and low points. So if I notice this high here, this high is sticking out to me because I notice if this high here, let me draw this price level line. Notice how this high here going back last week on Tuesday touched this area, came all the way back down. Notice how it came to the 20-day moving average, came back up again to this area, got rejected once again. This is telling me that there's some areas of resistance here at the supply zone. This is going to be a supply zone for me. I'm going to also let my eyes look to the downside, and I want to find some areas of support. This is going to be my demand. So notice how we tagged this area at 236.75. We put in a little bit of a bounce. We put in a little bit of a higher low. We put in a little bit of a bounce, and we came right back down to, but never lost, 236.75. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is continue left, right? Because now what we have done is create a range. So this range is definitely a tradable range because notice every time we're at the bottom of the range, we get a bounce. So one could say until we lose this bottom half range or until we reclaim this top range, we can start buying calls, or we can load up here on shares, and we can play this back to the middle of the range, kind of take some profits, let price action digest, and if we get to the top of the range, start selling back down. Easy. This is range bound trading. You know, I'm not the best range bound trader. I don't really look for range bound trades. If I'm going to be involved in scalps or day trades when we're ranging, I'm going to go down to a smaller time frame and find bigger pockets for me to kind of get in on, and that time frame would be the 5-minute time frame. So let's continue to go on here. Let's find areas of supply. Let's find areas of demand on Tesla. If I allow my eyes to do the work here, I'm going to see that we have multiple touch points down here at these bottom wicks where we have not broken through. This price is 231.90. So now this chart is starting to come together here. If we do lose, okay, if we do lose this bottom wick here and we lose prior day's lows, 237.12 could do what, guys? 237.12 could come down to our next area of demand. Do you see how this works? What you would want to see is a breakdown below 237. You would want to see a new low be put in, and then you would want to see a preceding hourly candle confirm that new low. That is your indicator to go short, and you go short into the next area of demand, which is 231.90. We also have this high price here going back 2 weeks worth of trading. That price is 252.75. So if we do break 246.93, 247, what could we make a case for? That Tesla stock can push into the next area of supply. So when it comes to what is the best supply and demand trading strategy, there is no best, there is no some specific supply and demand strategy. It's finding time frames that have clear levels of resistance, clear levels of support. Then your job as a trader is to sit on your hands and wait for these ranges, these resistance levels, these support levels to get broken. And when they do, you are then waiting, again, a lot of waiting in trading. You are then waiting for confirmation to go short or go long, and you're setting a stop loss either below a previous 5-minute candle low if you're on the 5-minute time frame, or a previous hour low, or a previous area of support or area of resistance, depending on if you're long or short. And that's it. You're going to let the play in the trade mature. You're going to let it go to either full take profit or stop you out. That's it. Don't make this more difficult than what it is. What you need to manage as a trader is how many contracts of Tesla can you afford to take if the trade fails based on where you're looking to get out. So if you're going to risk $2 or $3 on a particular trade, how many options contracts can you trade? How many shares can you trade where if it does fail, you're not going to lose, you're not going to lose your shorts over it, right? You're not going to, do something crazy and start throwing computer monitors outside the window. Again, position sizing is very key. As far as finding and identifying these levels of supply and demand is pretty easy. The only thing else you need to do from there is kind of sit on your stump and wait for something to happen. If you kind of notice here, I'll go down to a 5-minute time frame, and you're going to kind of see how this price action correlates on the 5-minute time frame, obviously. And then if we kind of just zoom in here to look at a couple days worth of data, you can see that we're visibly been in a range for the past few days here. So what I would realistically be looking for is to break down below 237 to go short, or play this 237 as a stop loss and play this back up to the high side. Because if you use 237 as a stop loss, technically that if that level is broken, you need to be out of the trade because you have people going to the short side. But as long as we are at the bottom of the range and this is acting as support, it's acting as a level of demand, you want to be going long with the buyers back into the middle top half of the range. I hope this video helps somebody out there. I hope it gives you a better and clear understanding of how to exactly draw your supply and demand zone levels. What I like to do is draw my supply and demand zone levels for day trading on the 1-hour time frame. And the reason why I like to draw them on the 1-hour time frame is because I don't even necessarily need 10 days worth of data. Even just going back from today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All I realistically need to see is at least 5 days worth of data. Draw some supply and demand zones on there. Wait for these levels to get confirmed. Stay patient, stay disciplined. Make sure I have proper size on where I'm not going to be over leveraged, where if a particular play does not work, it blows me out. But again, I would be looking for a long side on here on Tesla over the 246.70s, or potentially even maybe finding a setup based on my strategy that I use on a 5-minute time frame. That way I can have a little bit of a better entry and kind of ride this into 246.70, take some profits, and then hold the runner to see if we break to the 250s. Again, I would be looking short below 237. It's not that difficult. You don't have to make it harder than what it is. I hope this video helps you guys. Again, if you guys are looking for a supply and demand zone strategy, this is a great way where you can draw your own supply and demand zones on here and then kind of just sit and wait for the price action. Again, my name is D'Anthony. If you guys found this video helpful or useful, or maybe you're going to draw some supply and demand zones on your charts starting tomorrow, definitely give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know, do you guys normally trade Tesla? You guys trade options or equities? I would love to hear from you guys. I'll see all of you guys on the next video.